Mike, how many bands do you have going right now?
Well, technically I only have one band going, but lately my regular bandmates have been getting a little busy with other projects, and my modus operandi in the last couple years has been every time they have to bail out on a gig, they end up canceling the gig instead of hiring a sub. It finally dawned on me that I need to start getting some subs. This is going to keep happening. So, in this particular case, for my gig this week, Damien Erskine and Reinhard Melz were supposed to be in Argentina with Gino Vanelli. He apparently pays better than I do. And so...
He takes everybody away.
Yeah. And then John Nastis has been working a lot with Diane Schur and subbing in for Renato with Mel's group. So I figured, okay, here's a perfect opportunity to get some subs ready. And after I scheduled the gigs and got hired the subs, it turns out the Gino gig fell through. So Damien and Reinhard could have played the gig, but I felt it'd be fun to go ahead with the guys I recruited for this particular show.
And who are you going to have on this one?
So we've got Dave Capteen on bass. He subbed in on 2 gigs last month for the first time. It was a lot of fun. And then we're also having Mark Griffith on drums and Tim Jensen on flute and probably some sax as well.
Flute?
Yep.
That's kind of a different thing for you.
It is, although I'm kind of partial to it actually.
Really?
I've really loved the flute work that has been a lot of Chick Corea's project over the last few decades. And so I've been wanting to hear a lot of my tunes played on flute. And Tim's, probably the best flute player in town that I know of. So
of the few.
Of the few, yes. John Nastis plays flute too, but he enjoys playing sax a lot more.
Yeah.
So
he's kind of a stealth flute player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but Tim, I feel I can twist his arm to play flute on a bunch of the tunes this week. He played one tune on my studio album called Annika's Dance and did a great job on flute on that tune.
Yeah. Dave Capteen and Damien Erskine are both terrific bass players, but they couldn't be much more different. Right. What's that like for you?
The first time I played with Capteen, it was a little different at first because it was a different sound than I was used to, a different approach. But he tears it up every bit as good as Damien does, just in a different way.
Yeah.
And it turns it into more of a jazz type of gig versus a fusion type of gig. Of course, he's playing electric, 6-string electric, so there's still that electric side of things going on. But he's a great soloist, great groove player, and just really holds things together. And he enjoys the tunes a lot too, so that helps.
That's rare, seeing Dave Capteen on electric bass.
It is. So, and I gave him the option to play upright, but he chose to bring in his electric because I think he just doesn't get that many opportunities to use it.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
So how does that change what you do, or does it change what you do?
It somewhat changes what I do because some of the cues I'm used to hearing don't happen, or things feel different. So I have to listen more carefully and kind of try to adapt, figure out how to gel, how to blend with the new feel.
What's funny about Damien and Reinhard is that these days it almost seems like if they're in your band, they give the leader credibility. Don't you think?
Yeah. That's partly why I hired them. They've been really good for me. I've learned a ton from them. It's been a bit of a two-way street because I write challenging tunes.
Sure.
They were looking for...
Well, they wouldn't be playing with you if
exactly.
you didn't.
Yeah. So they're learning a lot too.
Now, when you say challenging, what do you mean by that?
It's difficult music. Everything from challenging time signatures to a lot of challenging harmony. You know, it's solid jazz harmony, but very non-standard progressions. So they can't just fall into the same patterns they're used to playing. So they have to figure out how to navigate through these new set of chord changes.
Of course, difficult music to play and difficult music to listen to are two different things.
Right.
Isn't that strange?
So I try very hard to make music full of beautiful melodies, beautiful harmonies. You know, I don't just want it to be mathematical, and you know, I don't want just music that's just interesting to listen to. I want music that people enjoy and have, you know, has to have catchy melodies, hooks, and interesting grooves that people can attempt to tap their feet to. Sometimes harder than other times, depending on the time signature. But I try to make odd meters sound normal, not like just a mathematical problem.
You sent me a bunch of MP3s to listen to. Which one would you like the folks to hear?
Well, of course, Annika's Dance is a great tune if they want to hear what Tim Jensen sounds like playing with my group. I wrote that tune for my daughter. And that's one of the most challenging tunes I've ever written. It's very hard to play. We rarely play it live just because we all feel really uncomfortable playing it.
Really?
It's a workout.
Even you? Even you?
Even me.
You wrote it?
Yeah, I wrote it, yeah. It's one of the hardest tunes I've ever tried to learn how to play.
Wow. Why do you do this to yourself?
A lot of the tunes I write, well, I hate to practice. So, but I know I need to practice and learn new things. And so the way that I've discovered is the best way for me to learn a new skill is to write a tune that forces me to work on that skill. So, and the other thing is, you know, I don't want to have to deal with a lot of copyright and licensing issues, but I enjoy a lot of other people's music. So I take it as a goal to write something that's similar in some way to a tune I really enjoy. And so I try to capture that same vibe without plagiarizing it.
Well, that tune will be appearing just below this screen, along with the other gig information. And thanks a lot, Mike.
Thanks, Tom. Enjoyed talking to you.